Shuckle is finally getting some love in the TCG! Shuckle GX is a real thing. If you've seen my history of Shuckle in the TCG video, you'll know that Shuckle has never really been represented the way I feel it should be in the TCG. It's always been way underpowered. It's not been utilized in the same way that the main series games do. But now, here's a Shuckle GX card that does exactly what I've always wanted a Shuckle card to be. Look at this beautiful thing. I never thought a full art Shuckle card would ever exist. I can't wait to see the rainbow rare. It's going to look hilarious. The set that this card is featured in will be releasing in English on November 2nd. So as soon as it does, I'm going to be doing everything I can to build some decks around this in the trading card game online. I'll definitely be putting up some videos for that. And a shout out to Jacob Guy down in the comments of my Pokemon Snap video I put up yesterday, tipping me off that this thing came into existence just a few hours ago. So I came home from work, saw that I had this YouTube update, and then there it was, Shuckle GX. So this news is coming from Pokebeach.com, which is a great source for all TCG news. Whenever new cards come out, they get those quickly translated and reported on. So let's look at what this thing can do. Its ability, Protective Pot. If the opponent's Pokemon only has 1 or 2 energy cards attached to them, they can't do any damage to Shuckle GX. This can fly in the face of a lot of other GX cards that only require like 1 energy to pull off attacks, meaning that they're going to have to overload themselves on energy in order to even deal damage to Shuckle. And then its first attack for 1 colorless, Triple Poison. You can poison your opponent and you put 3 poison counters between turns instead of just 1. And that's for 1 colorless. So you can start the game with this Shuckle. Your opponent's not going to be able to deal damage to it until turn 3 unless they have some form of energy acceleration. In the meantime, you're going to triple poison them, which is going to start the game putting them in a terrible position in which they're probably going to have to sacrifice whatever their starting active is. Yes, they can evolve out of it. Yeah, they could retreat to get out of the poison. But you also have, for 1 colorless, Wrap GX, which only deals 40 damage. I saw a lot of people saying, oh, this is a shit card. It can only deal 40 damage with its GX attack. But you're also getting automatic paralysis out of it. Yeah, late game Shuckle GX isn't going to be great. But I think that this card is a fantastic card to really offset your opponent on turn 1. Just bringing it out there, getting that triple poison. You actually even go for Wrap GX on turn 1 if you want to, if you don't run other GX attacks that you'll be using, just to put your opponent in such a weird position on turn 1. And because both of these just use 1 colorless energy, it's going to be super easy to use. You can go and put it in any deck that you want to, just to have that turn 1 threat against your opponent. This card reflects Shuckle's in-game niche so well. Because Shuckle does have the highest defenses of any Pokemon, that Protective Pot ability makes a lot of sense. The main sets of Shuckle usually involve wearing your opponent down with Toxic, which is where that triple poison comes in, and Wrap GX, which is a callback to like Gen 1 or Gen 2, where you could just trap your opponent in with Wrap and let that toxic damage build up. And don't forget, we have a non-GX Shuckle also coming out soon that buys into the Berry Juice part of Shuckle lore. Now all we need is just a really good rollout Shuckle. But I am very clearly excited about this card. I can't wait to start integrating it into decks later this year. So let me know down in those comments what you think about this card, and what are some GX cards that you dream of that you never thought would happen that we could actually see now that cards like these are being made.